Oh, we're in the shop again with the Oldsmobile tonight. Just got off work a little bit ago. Pretty much all I'm going to do tonight probably is just concentrate on getting this water pump off here. And get this hose out. I already loosened the clamps, but just get all these hoses off, pull this alternator belt off, power steering belt, things like that. Maybe if I make good time, I might just work on getting that cover, the timing cover off. I'm just going to pull this out of the way. There we go. I think I'm going to get the fan off first off, probably. Just get it out of our way. If it'll cooperate. There we go. Should come right off. There we go. And this is just held on by 4 studs. Not sure if you can see it or not, but one of them decided to come out of the pump and come with a fan. That's out of our way. I'm probably going to take care of this alternator belt next. Let's get these belts all out of here. Just a 15mm nut here. It's 1/2 inch back. Another 1/2 inch down here on the tensioner. Okay, now we're all loosened up there. Loosen the tensioner. I think it's a 13, if I remember. holding this up. There we go. That should be enough. Okay, just lay that aside. Next we have our power steering pulley or belt. This one's a little tricky to get to. The way this is tensioned is I believe there's 3 bolts behind this pulley. You just stick a pry bar or something when these are loose. You just pull it back, and whenever it's tight, the belt, then you just tighten up these 3 bolts under here. A little bit of a different way of doing it, but it does work. Find out. There's one. Wrench just fits behind there. Probably get a socket through that hole. Let's see if I have one. See if this impact dryer will take it out. It does. By the way, this is a Metabo SSW 18 LTX 400 BL. Very good driver, worth the money. Made in Germany. Very happy with this. Very good gun. I think these remaining ones I'm going to be able to get to with that. second one. Might be able to persuade this with just getting those two loose, but I'm not sure. Yep, and we can. Get our belt off of there. By the way, if you're not real familiar with your car or how the belts go, it's a good idea to take a picture or get a diagram or something, but I'm rather familiar with this car, so I'm just going to pull that off. Pulley and our belt. This other stud decided to come along. Stick them back in there. Next, I'm probably just going to remove this power steering pump altogether. Looks like our bracket's going to be in the way of getting our pump off here. So we'll just start on that. There it is. Safe spot. It might be a 15, 13. It is a 13. This bolt just goes through the alternator bracket and bolts right directly into the power steering pump bracket. Okay, that's free. Just gonna lay these down for now. Looks like we got one more on the bottom. That could be a 15 or 9/16. The 1980s were a little weird for GM. Half the fasteners are in metric and half are standard. Let's get this in here. This is a 9/16 for this lower one. Forgot to mention earlier, but this gun is in 1/2 inch. It's really nice. I use it a lot for lug nuts, things like that. I believe there's one more fastener that goes up, bolts into the engine block, and there is. Now, if you happen to work on one of these cars, you have to be careful. There's a spacer behind this one, the one that I just removed, and the lower one that goes into the engine block. Before I do that, I'm going to let the cat out. Seems a little anxious. Hey, buddy. This one down here, I believe, is a 5/8. And it is. I believe this is the last fastener holding this bracket. Not certain. Remember, we have a spacer behind this bracket, so just be careful not to lose it. There's our bolt. There's our spacer. Set that aside. I'm just leaving these power steering lines connected. I'm just going to end up tying this pump up out of the way once I get it off this stud on the bottom. I'm going to fight a little bit. May just end up taking that stud out that it's on. It seems to be hung up on there. If I can get to it. That is 9/16. wants to fight? Okay, I'm just going to pause the camera for a minute till I get this off of here.